Hello everyone, and I'm currently in a Yandere-chan cosplay because I'm going to an anime convention soon. And oh my god, my hair is getting stuck to my lips because I have a lighter shade of lip gloss on. But my makeup's done, my hair is done. Can you tell who I am? I still have to do this part and then add the thing, but I am going to be Yandere-chan. This is the knife I made. It's fake. It can't hurt me, see? Oof. So, the back's not looking too pretty, so I'm not going to show the back, but shimmy. Okay, so I'm going to start doing some story times on my channel. So, oh hello, my name is Leah. If you don't know me, I am a gamer girl. What else is there to know about me? I do cosplay. I'm from Japan. And I've had some crazy stuff happen in my life related to spirits. My closet light just turned on. I'm currently alone, at least in this room. So, if you see me flinging this around, it's because I want to see how durable it is. So if it breaks, then yeah. So, this story is called the hachishakusama. You've heard of the slender man, but have you heard of the tall, slender woman? This is a story of a Japanese urban legend called hachishakusama, which means 8 feet tall. Every summer, I visit my grandparents on a holiday. Usually when I have time. Because my grandparents are in Japan. I'm in the US. So it's quite far. I usually go alone on the plane. And keep in mind, this was like maybe 5 years ago. And I'm 12 now. So 5 years ago. 8, 9, 10. So I was 7 at this time. I'm in 7th grade. I shouldn't have to use my fingers. Anyway. So when I got there, I usually play in the sandbox they had in the backyard. They also had a swing set and a pool. My grandparents also had tall hedges that surround the backyard, almost about 8 feet tall. But one summer, nothing felt right. On the plane ride there, I didn't feel comfortable. The other years I've been on the plane alone, I felt completely fine, but this year just felt weird. So I finally got there. My grandparents are waiting for me at the airport. They take me to their house and I begin playing in the pool until I hear this distinctive sound. Now I personally cannot recreate the sound, but it was pretty creepy. It was hard to figure out where the sound was coming from, but after at least 10 minutes of investigating, I see a straw hat. It wasn't resting on the ledge, it was behind it. But that was where the sound was coming from, so I went to go investigate. As I got closer to the hat, it began to move towards a small gap in the hedge. I could see a face peering through, the face of an old woman, but she was extremely tall. About as tall as the hedge, which I mentioned earlier, which was 8 feet tall. Well, so I ran to tell my grandparents what I had saw. They didn't say nothing until I mentioned that distinctive sound. My grandfather rushed down the hallway to make a phone call, then rushed out the door and came back 5 minutes later with an old woman who called herself Kei-san. But while my grandfather was gone, my grandmother asked me tons of questions like, did she see you? How long was she standing there? I tried to answer as best as I could. So my grandparents and Kei-san took me up to my bedroom. Kei-san placed 4 bowls of salt in the corners and a small Buddha figure in the center. Then placed a bucket in the middle of the room and newspaper on the windows with ancient runes written all over them. Before Keishan left, she told me, "Listen, child, the sun is about to set, so listen very carefully. You cannot leave this room until 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, and if you do, there will be serious consequences." So, I listened. I began to watch TV, then fell asleep because I wanted to waste time. I woke up at about 7 o'clock a.m. the tomorrow morning, and I got woken up by that sound again, the sound of the hachishakusama, and a tapping on the window. Then I heard my grandfather's voice at the door. He was saying, "If you're scared, I can come in there and keep you company." I rushed over to the door in relief, but then, as I got closer to the door, nothing felt right. I turned around to go sit back down. The bowls of salt in the corners were all black. I began crying. Then, after 2 minutes of crying, I began to pray by the Buddha figure. I got so caught up in my chanting that all the sound stopped. I rushed to my grandparents' bedroom, and we all went back to the U.S. Well, I went back to the U.S. and never went back, but my grandparents stayed in Japan. Sadly, my grandparents died a few weeks after this happened of a severe sickness. But while they were sick, they wouldn't let me visit them because of the hachishakusama. So this was a part of my life that still haunts me. I'm never going back to Japan. Bye-bye.